What's going on, guys? We're back with another video, and the NFL draft is officially under 2 weeks away. Next Thursday, we will get the first round. Finally, some to kind of brighten up this quarantine mood and giving us some sports content. If you couldn't tell by the title, I'm gonna do a 7-round NFL mock draft with my favorite team, the Green Bay Packers. So I'm gonna kind of go through, I'm gonna give you some realistic projections of players that I think they could be after, targeting players they could trade up for, give you kind of some trade scenarios, whether it's trade up or trade back, and then obviously we're gonna make a pick and hopefully we get a realistic mock draft.
Don't have somebody like freaking Joe Burrow fall to 30.
But for whatever reason, if you are not a Packers fan and you're a fan of a different team, I want to hear your guys' thoughts. Let me know in the comment section who you want in the first round. And then if you're a Packers fan, let me know in the comment section some players that you want the Packers to target in this upcoming draft. But anyways, guys, that's about all I have for it. So we're going to hop right in, do a Packers 7-round mock draft. We're just going to kind of go as fast as possible, give you some trade scenarios. And so far, it's actually kind of looking realistic. I like that. Just about every pick so far I've had in like my mock drafts and kind of what I think it does, but we're gonna just fast forward, kind of cut through things. So overall, this mock draft kind of worked out how I think it realistically could. You got Kenneth Murray going to the Ravens. I think the Ravens are going to take one of the linebackers, and then Denzel Mims going to the Saints. Denzel Mims is one player that if he is available at 30, I could 100% see the Packers taking him. I think the Packers like him. The Packers like guys with size and speed. Denzel Mims crosses off all those boxes. He's a very good receiver, and I think he's going to be a stud. He's one of my favorite in the draft. And looking at trade scenario, this pick right here intrigues me. I think that if the Packers really want somebody like a Justin Jefferson, a Denzel Mims, or like a Kenneth Murray or something, I could see them and the Jaguars making a trade right here. Kind of jumping the Eagles, the Vikings, the Saints, the freaking Vikings again. Like Ravens, you got a lot of teams in here looking for middle linebackers and wide receivers. So if the Packers really like a guy they really want, this pick could intrigue him, especially the Jaguars, who lost a very large majority of their defense that led them to the AFC Championship game. They're going to need to stash up on some picks. They're going to kind of need to replace some of those guys like AJ Bouye, Jalen Ramsey, Nagache, I can't say his name. Freaking defensive end wants out of there. Like, they're losing guys left and right. Calais Campbell, they need to find a way to replace them. So why not stack up on draft picks? First round this year, second round this year, and like a fourth next year, maybe gets it done. Maybe it'll be more, who knows. But moving up 20 won't be bad. Pick up a player like Justin Jefferson, or if they really like him, Denzel Mims maybe, but it might be a little bit of a reach. But overall, I like the selections that we have here. Patrick Queen is a player that I really like, and same with Jalen Reagor. Jalen Reagor posted a film of like an unofficial combine that he ran. He ran like a 4.47 at the combine. He ran a 4.22 in his unofficial one. So he's freaking fast, and I think he might be my favorite realistic target. Him and Mims, love him here at 30. But overall, I think if Patrick Queen is there, or if Kenneth Murray is there, you have to take him there. Christian Kirksey, good, but he is coming off he's coming off 2 injured seasons where he's barely played. And the Packers were so bad from their middle linebacker play in terms of stopping the run and the pass, and it showed versus the 49ers. They couldn't stop the run. They need to get somebody that can do that. Patrick Queen plays sideline, 3-down linebacker, fast, does a little bit of everything. I think if he is available, you have to take him in your first round pick. You just have to. But overall, if he's gone, Jalen Reagor be another solid pick, but I'm going to go Patrick Queen, round 1. But we're back up at pick number 62, second round pick, and this could be another spot where the Packers consider trading up here. You got a player like Laviska Shenault, could trade up for him. You also got freaking KJ Hamler's a player that I really like in the slot. He'd fit perfectly. Could trade up, get a player like him, T. Higgins fallen. Like, the reason why you don't go wide receiver first round necessarily, unless like there's nobody left, is this wide receiver class is so deep that you can get a very good player that fits your scheme in the second round. And that's exactly what we did here. Brandon Ayuk fell to our pick. Michael Pittman Jr. fell to our pick. Both of these guys, stud receivers. Pittman's a 6'4" monster. He's very physical. He's going to go up and get it. You look at his pros and cons though. He's a guy that's going to go up and get a good athleticism. One of the things that kind of is he's very sudden offline scrimmage, gets kind of slow, and he lacks elusiveness in space. But you know who else does? Frickin' Julio Jones. But do you know who doesn't give a fuck? Any person that talks about football, because Julio goes up and catches it. He'd be really good, kind of fits what the Packers like, but they need a slot guy that can replace what Randall Cobb brought to the team. And Brandon Ayuk, he does that. He's a quick little guy. He freaking averaged 18 yards a reception last year. Like, it was on like 60 some receptions. He's good at creating after the catch, stretching defense vertically. He's got a good vertical game. He's very similar to Jalen Reagor, except Jalen Reagor is faster. I mean, Brandon Ayuk's still fast, but overall, Brandon Ayuk, if he's there in the second round, perfect. And that's why you don't take a wide receiver in the first round, in my opinion, if one of the linebackers is there. So now we filled out our middle linebacker spot with the future, and we got a slot guy. So right now, the draft's looking pretty freaking good. So moving on to our third round pick, couple options here. We got Jake Fromm, quarterback from Georgia. We could get him, kind of do an Aaron Rodgers thing, kind of mold him in, set him up for when Rodgers leaves, let him learn under Rodgers, kind of develop a little bit. But I still believe the Packers, that's something they should do next year. Rodgers has 3 years left on a 5-year rookie deal. Like, let's wait 1 more year. They'll give the quarterback at least 2 years to learn under the greatest quarterback of all time. So I don't think Jake Fromm really an option here. And Logan Wilson, if they don't draft Patrick Queen, would be perfect because he's a really good coverage guy too, which is something the Packers need. But overall, I think you gotta go lineman here. Ben Barch falls to us, offensive tackle from St. John. Good lineman, he's very physical, he'd be great get right there. And overall, Ricky Wagner, not going to get the job done. Freaking Billy Turner, not going to get the job done over there. And you got David Bakhtiari set for free agency next year at the age of 29. So overall, they're going to have to figure out how to replace some of these linemen, kind of replenish, get younger, get more athletic. Got Elton Jenkins over there. He'll be locked up for a while. I'm assuming they'll bring back Bakhtiari. But overall, you got to figure out that right side of the line because it's looking pretty bad. So Ben Barch, third round, be absolutely perfect. So pick 136, fourth round pick in the draft. There's also a couple options that I like here. So far, this draft's going really perfectly. A.J. Dillon is definitely a pick that really intrigues me here just because overall I'm kind of leaning towards the let Aaron Jones walk in free agency next year. He's going to make a ton of money. He's going to make top tier running back money. And is he worth it? Probably. He's a very good running back. But running backs have such a short lifeline that he all of a sudden could do absolutely nothing, and then we're paying him a ton of money. Aaron Jones, it's a risk to sign him where you could draft a running back that can produce not as much as Aaron Jones could, but at least be productive and on a rookie scale deal compared to Aaron Jones, who might make over $10 million a year towards the cap. But I also think it might be a very smart idea to double up on wide receiver. Our wide receivers were so bad with drops last year. Absolutely terrible. Like, other than Devontae Adams, we had nobody. Jimmy Graham left, and he was probably our second best receiving option. Alan Lazard could do good, but we gotta see how he does in a full season. Good number 2. But overall, if Devin Duvernay, wide receiver from Texas, falls, he might be a good option. He fucking killed it last year. Good slot guy. I like him a lot. I think if he is there, he has to be a pick. If not, hopefully A.J. Dillon is, and we can get Aaron Jones' replacement if he decides to leave. But for this purpose, we're going to go Devin Duvernay. And in the first 4 rounds, we fill middle linebacker, tackle, and we have got 2 very, very good slot wide receivers to kind of fill in. So far, the Packers are looking like freaking Super Bowl champs alright, baby. Holy shit, Goots, give me a call. Freaking come over there and kill this draft, baby. Here we are in the 5th round. We got Quintez Cephas, wide receiver from Wisconsin. If we didn't get Duvernay last round and we went Dillon instead, this could be a good spot for Cephas. Cephas, obviously, Wisconsin kid. Freaking bring him in. He'll instantly be a fan favorite. Got accused of sexual assault. That case was diminished. And then you also got Harrison Bryant, which is an underrated tight end. But I don't think they necessarily want to fill out that tight end position. I think they want to give who they have a tight end at least somewhat of a shot. Give him a chance to develop. And then you got Khalil Davis over here. A run D, terrible. Khalil Davis, solid at stopping the run. If we could get him 5th round here, kind of put him next to Kenny Clark, I feel like that might be the perfect complement to kind of fill out that defensive line. And all of a sudden, our run defense might not be a problem here. So we're going to go Khalil Davis here, but still, a lot of good options in the 5th round. And a player like Quintez Cephas, in the 5th round shows how deep this wide receiver class is. He's a guy that led the freaking combine in bench. A very physical receiver. A lot of good options at receiver this year. 6th round pick here. I believe it might be a good idea to fill out corner. Kevin King set to become a free agent soon, and you got to decide if you want to pay him. He was finally healthy last year, and he did pretty solid. Got beat on some deep balls, but overall, good year here. But I think Lamar Jackson could be a good fit here. Just decided Lamar quarterback wasn't good enough, so we decided to go back to college, get drafted as a cornerback, baby. So we're going to go Lamar Jackson here, cornerback from Nebraska, and we doubled down on Nebraska players in the last 2 rounds. So now we're getting towards the end of the draft. We got 6th round and we got 7th round. This is kind of a spot where you guys want to just kind of find some of that talent. Some guys that are not necessarily going to make the roster, but will at least compete for it. And overall, you still got a ton of receivers here, but I think Joshua Kelly would be a good pick out of LSU. Get some competition at running back, see what you have in him, and then possibly next year give him a shot to get more playing time. And we got back-to-back picks here, so I believe a good pick will go Charlie dude, I'm not gonna even freaking say that. We're gonna take Chuck here. We got a few 7th round picks here, and overall, we haven't addressed offensive line enough. So we're going to take this guy out of Oregon. And like I said, developmental players, you want to see what you have. Antonio Brown and freaking Tom Brady were late round picks. So you never know what you're going to get this late in the draft. And we're going to kind of get some bigger guys on the defensive line here. So we're going to get Robert Windsor and kind of see how he does here. Get him a chance to compete for a roles position on the team. Overall, he might not make it, but still. There we go. So there you have it, guys. That is my 7th round mock draft for the Packers. And overall, I couldn't be happier with how this mock draft played out. We filled out our linebacker position. We got 2 slot wide receivers right here that could be studs. We got an offensive tackle that can fill in on the right side, or if Bakhtiari decides to leave next offseason. Shored up the D-line. Got some cornerback depth here. More O-line. Got a running back who could possibly compete for position on team. There you have it, guys. That is my 7th round Packers mock draft. Gave you some trade ideas. I think that pick with the Jaguars could be intriguing, possibly moving up in the 2nd round. There's definitely some options there, but I want to expect Goots to just kind of stand still and just kind of jack off and watch the freaking draft play out. He's going to go out. If he wants a player, he's going to get it. So overall, don't be surprised if this is a much higher pick and the Packers get the guy they want. But if you like this video, be sure to hit a big thumbs up on it. Let me know in the comment section who you want the Packers to take in the draft. Or if you're just an NFL fan in general, let me know who you want your favorite team in the draft take. Be sure to hit that big red subscribe button in the bottom right hand corner with that notification bell on so you never miss one of my uploads. And I'll catch you guys later. Peace.
I wanna be the